So we're
bringing
like,
it full
oh,
circle.
Shit. And so we're like, okay, so let's play Baldur's Gate tonight. And when your mom goes to bed, she won't know what's going on. We'll flip it over to the Showtime, see what's going on. I think this was the first time I saw nudity on TV.
Uh-oh.
And it was the weirdest fucking shit. It was like this storyline of like Animorphs. And
What?
do you remember what Animorphs was?
Of course I remember Animorphs, but
So it was like this dude, he was like an alien and he was trying to like touch this girl and she was like flirting with him.
Oh.
And I'll never forget. We all fell asleep and he left his PlayStation on and I woke up and I wasn't feeling that well.
Uh-huh.
And all of a sudden I turn around and I go, bleh, and I throw up just a little bit on my friend's shoulder. And he's like, he doesn't know it. And I go to the bathroom and whatever. I don't clean it up. I don't tell him though, because I'm a kid. I'm afraid. I don't know what's going on.
Did you throw up on anything? You don't tell anybody unless it's the toilet.
And for some reason, I remember him wearing a blue onesie. Why was he wearing a onesie in 7th grade?
Why was he wearing a onesie in 7th grade?
That's what I want to know. Why was he wearing a onesie in 7th grade? But that's besides the point. So I threw up on his onesie, and the next morning he wakes up, he's got this shit caked on his shoulder.
Yeah.
He goes, what the fuck is this? And I go, oh, that's right. And I look around the room, I go, I got hungry last night, so I made oatmeal and I spilled some on you. What kind of stupid ass excuse is that?
You made oatmeal.
And his mom even comes in the room. She goes, Did one of you get sick last night? Because the way the 1-bedroom apartment was, it like had a wall that divided the bedroom and the living room, but it wasn't complete.
Right.
So you could like walk between it. So she probably heard everything and was like, what the fuck are these kids doing?
Oh my god. Yeah, she probably
and
heard
all
you
because
watching
of
that
Baldur's
TV show. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that was. It was some kind of trippy ass Animorph sex. I hated every minute of it.
Nice. That's oh my god. I don't even know what to say to that. That is
all because of Baldur's Gate.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you have any games that from your childhood that you would play or that you would have just these crazy memories about?
Well, I don't think any game I ever played devolved into watching softcore porn, but
I had a very unique childhood, as you can tell.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That sounds about right.
It's that single parenthood, getting into the weird shit.
I don't know anything about that. But
you're from Long Island.
I'm from Long Island. I had two parents. I'm trying to
perfect my Long Island accent. Forget about it. Don.
Yeah, I remember there was one game in particular when I would go to a friend's house and we would stay up until like 2, 3 in the morning playing. We would play not the first one, but the second Lego Star Wars game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, dude, that shit rocked my
All
socks
the Lego
off.
games are amazing.
All of the Lego games are incredible, and anybody who says otherwise needs to grow up and play a Lego game. I remember, this is diverging from Star Wars a little bit, but my buddy, he lent me a copy of the Pirates of the Caribbean Lego game.
Oh,
and this
nice.
is like when we were getting like a little bit older. This is like high school era, actually. He lent me that game for the Xbox 360 and the Chevy Traverse 2010 that we had at the time. It had an auxiliary port, so you could like plug in devices to use on like a drop down screen in the back of the car. So like on long car trips, I would like sometimes bring systems, and I brought my Xbox with me so I could play Xbox games on the TV. So I was playing this game and it was totally fine. But back in the day, Xbox 360s were like, dude, they were like cardboard. They were like so sensitive to like any bumps in the road or any, because they probably didn't expect you to be playing it in a moving vehicle. So
Right.
on this car ride, we hit a bump and it scratched the disc. And it was like a perfect, like, it was like notorious to like make these scratches like on discs if you like unfortunately like shook it too hard, or like say like the power went out and like turned it weird. So like the disc made a perfect scratch circle in the middle, and it ruined the entire disc. Like you couldn't even play the game anymore. I couldn't even read it.
Man.
So needless to say, I was upset for the car ride, but I was more upset to return it to my buddy and be like, "Hey, I broke it.
I broke your
I broke it."
Did you have to replace it?
No, he was rich out of his fucking ass, so he just replaced it himself.
He's like, "Oh, no worry, I got 10 of these in the closet."
Dude, he had, I shit you not, I think he had like 2 or 3 copies of Smash Bros. Melee. Just because. Like, I don't think any of them were broken, but like he just had them because, and you know how much that shit goes for now? Like, Smash Bros. Melee is like still $60 per disc. Easily.
Dude.
At least.
I was trying to find NCAA 14 for the PS3.
Oh,
Do you know how much those are going for?
Well, I bet a lot now for the what, the PS3 you said?
Yeah, or Xbox 360, any of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's like $120 they're selling for.
That is wild. That is crazy. I don't know. That is
That's a 6-year-old game.
Dude, from what I know, the most recent published game for a PlayStation 2 is NCAA 2014. Oh no, it's not NCAA. It's
Madden.
FIFA.
Oh, FIFA.
It's FIFA 14. Yes. Because apparently in like, you know, some third world countries, like soccer is absolutely without a doubt the most popular sport in the world.
Right.
Right? But in like third world countries, they love FIFA because it's soccer, right?
Mm-hmm.
But because they don't have access to like the newest and the latest and greatest systems, they'll still play like the latest FIFA on like PS2. That's wild.
That's awesome. I used to fuck around with like all those like emulations you could do on the PC. So they got some cool stuff out there. I really like do you remember N64, the old wrestling games? There was like WrestleMania 2000 or No Mercy. Those were the best fucking games ever. Dude, wrestling games back then were so good. The graphics weren't great, but man, the way the movement was, the controls, it was very fun.
I remember I went to my dad's friend's house, and they had like a shit ton of wrestling games. Like they would have like, you know, WWE like 2008, 2009, 2010, whatever. Like they had every single one.
Mm-hmm.
But like I never really got into wrestling as a kid, but like he would like the son of my dad's friend was like a little bit older than me, so he would like kind of teach me a little bit about wrestling. I didn't really know too much.
Right.
But then it always devolved into me being like, can we play the Yu-Gi-Oh! Dueling game that's also on your PS2? But then like we would obviously like go back to like WWE games, and those were badass. They were pretty sweet. And like I would always choose like the evil looking guys, and this goes for like any game. I always pick like the villains. Just I don't know. It's just like what appeals to me.
The villains are the most fun, man.
I think I would always play as like the Undertaker or something.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know if he was like the bad guy
of
WWE.
Well, he was a heel. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, every wrestler, any good one at least, has their moments of being a somewhat heel or somewhat babyface. So, yeah, Undertaker definitely had his moments as a heel. I remember one time he like put some bitch on a cross and like lit it on fire and was like, "Hail Satan."
What? That's
Pretty sure, like back in the 90s.
Dude, wrestling is wild. Oh
they
my
didn't give
god.
a fuck back then. They were lighting tables on fire and putting people through them.
This is like nostalgia episode. Like, holy bejesus.
That's what video games do. They bring out the nostalgia.
Yeah, I don't know much about wrestling, but I feel like the characters and everything are just, they're really cool. They like really are something else, that's for sure. Because like they're real people on top of everything else, you know? They just play like this elaborate character. I remember, what was it, at Christmas time? I don't remember if Kate's dad was like upset at her younger siblings or what the situation was, but he was like going back and forth. He's like, yeah, I don't really know if I'm going to tell them. I'm going to tell them something this year. I'm going to tell them either Santa's not real or wrestling's not real. And
I remember the first time I didn't know wrestling was real and my heart sunk.
I'm sure, dude, it's like devastating. Like,
it is.
Something like that just like pretty much like embodies your childhood, just like ripped down and like burned at the stake, you know, like the Undertaker does.
Did you ever get into backyard wrestling?
Like doing wrestling with other kids?
Not necessarily doing it yourself, but like I remember waking up at like 3 a.m. There'd be like infomercials for like backyard wrestling DVDs.
I have never heard of that in my entire life.
Oh yeah, it used to be a huge thing. That and like bum fights were like all the rage.
Like World Star shit?
I never got why. Kind of, yes, but it was more scripted.
Oh, okay.
Just scripted wildness, because obviously the wrestling was scripted, but they were doing some fucked up shit, like throwing each other off houses and into thumbtacks and
what the hell? Like some Mike Tyson biting somebody's ear off?
Probably. I'm sure you had that.
Yowzer, Bowser. That's wild. Well, damn, dude, we really diverted from the original topic here, but that was awesome. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, so shout out to, that was Sater who wanted us to bring up video games today, wasn't it?
Shout out to Shadow Sater again. He asked us what Pokemon team is the ultimate Pokemon team, and you brought a lot out of that. Holy bejesus Christ. Thanks, Sater. But if you want to shout out like Sater, and if you want to be on this show with us, this wild ride, use that hashtag ThinkHarderPod on Twitter, or you could submit a question at thinkharderpodcast@gmail.com. If you can't fit it into 140 characters, you could hit us up there. Be sure to follow us. Keep up to date on Twitter and Instagram. Our handle is the same on both, ThinkHarderPod. But we don't want to just teach you guys and make you guys think harder. We want to teach everybody how to think a little harder about everything in their day. So if you could please give us a 5-star review wherever you listen to podcasts. We're now on Apple. We're now on Spotify. We're now on pretty much everywhere. So go.
Your mother's record player.
Yeah.
Your father's cassette tape player in his car. Mm-hmm. You know, the soccer mom's van.
Dude, if we could get on vinyl, I think that would be actually really cool.
Wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm. We should make like a best of for merch.
Best of featuring.
That would be sweet.
Squirtle.
Featuring Squirtle. You know what? Maybe we'll get Squirtle on here as a guest one day. That would be something, huh?
Mm-hmm.
But we can't do that unless we keep getting those 5-star reviews, or give us a like, give us a thumbs up, give us a follow. That would help us a whole lot. So please do that. You know where to reach us. You know where to follow us. And we will see you next week, you lovely, beautiful people everywhere. This is us signing off, babies.
Love you guys.